Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze is sponsored by Movie Group, founder of the Dream Network channel. Learn more at dreamnetworkchannel.com.
I wanna visit all the places nobody goes. I wanna teach all the things that nobody knows. I wanna grow wings, leave the coop, learn to fly. Bungee jump from the tallest building in Dubai. I wanna fly around town in my UFO. I wanna eat real food, not the GMOs. I wanna make moves, call the shots like the boss. I wanna love like I never lost.
Welcome back to Desertwood Days, and I would like to welcome our beautiful, talented young actress, Miss Ashley Gebhard.
Hello, Kathy.
Hello there, beautiful.
How you doing?
Good. Thanks for joining me today.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's such an honor.
I've been in correspondence with your dad.
Yes.
And, he's just the coolest guy.
Yeah.
So we just had to get you here.
Yeah.
Don't you look so cute? I love your top.
Thank you so much. I brought out my special occasion fits,
Thank you, girlie.
You're the special occasion, so.
So, Miss Ashley, you're an actress.
Yes.
And you've been busy out here in our community.
Yeah, I'd say so. I get around.
Yes. I love that. Because, we have so much of a great young talent out there. And a lot of times they're hiding under the radar and we don't hear about them.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to make sure we bring you here today to show them that get out there, shine, and let the world know what you're doing. Because I know you're very talented and you're doing a lot out there. So what inspired you to get into this industry?
Oh, here comes the history. So I've been doing this kind of since I was really little. So ever since I could walk, pretty much, I've been acting because my parents, we had an agent over in LA. It's just something that I've kind of grown into. But then I feel like I really chose this as like my passion. Like it really hit me like in my heart when around a few years back, probably about when I was 10 years old.
Oh, okay.
So, and it was because just seeing how it impacts people and also what it does to me, because every time I like go into a studio or I go onto the set, I feel so just elated afterwards and before. So it's the most exciting, thrilling, and like horrifying thing at the same time because you never know what you're gonna get with it. So I really enjoy it.
You know what I love is that you started off at a young age, and at your age 9 you realize what you loved about it and that you've been doing it for a while. Sometimes as adults, older people, we start off doing it at a young age and something happened in our life and we forget all about it. Then we get in our 30s and 40s and you know what? I remember when I was 10 how that made me feel. And that was my experience. I remember as a kid, I had 3 brothers.
Yeah.
So, and we lived in this house that had these little houses behind it. So we do stage plays in the little houses. And I remember how fun that was and how that made me feel as a kid.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that I learned from one of my acting coaches is that as adults, we stop learning how to have fun.
Absolutely.
And we forget acting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that you never stopped. You kept going.
Yeah.
And you realized how much fun it was and how it made you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what that does? The way it makes you feel, you're going to bring that out to our audience. And you're going to make them see what you're feeling.
Exactly.
And that makes a great actress.
Thank you. But yeah, I've been very privileged, very lucky, to say the least, that my parents threw me into this when I was like, I can't say anything, so why not?
Yes.
But also it was very, very lucky, very fortunate.
Can you tell me about one of your favorite roles or one of your favorite performances as a kid?
As a kid, well, I remember one of my first performances was in the production of Annie. It was Annie Jr. and I got the role of Annie, and so it was a really great memory, really great time because I had the big redheaded wig and everything, and I got to sing and belt on stage, and that was my first big experience in theater and the acting world that I was given the opportunity to express myself in.
Yes,
So.
I love theater. You know, I got to play Annie once. It was here on stage for Halloween.
Yeah.
They put me in this red wig and
Mhm.
everything, so I got to play Annie too.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. That was a big experience for you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I feel like that ever since then it's really shaped a lot of what I've done because it's kind of like the kickstart, you know?
Yes.
Because that was the first theater thing, and then it went into voiceover, and then it was film, and it was like it just kept evolving and progressing, and now it's this is my whole life. Like this is what I want to
Right.
do.
Because with theater, I mean, it's a lot of work.
Oh, absolutely.
And in that being your first exposure, first big stage play, being Annie and the lead,
Yeah.
that was huge.
Hmm.
And how did you handle that? What did you do to get through that?
Well, it was when I was pretty young, so you kind of handle things as all kids do. You just do it to have fun. So, and I just got advice from everyone that I could. My friends, when I was younger, they were around me, so I had a pretty good support system, and also my family. You know, they were there for me. My dad, he has backgrounds in theater too, so he was like
Okay.
teaching me to sing and all that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
I have a pretty good foundation over there.
So you're throwing out some really good nuggets with some support system,
Mhm.
and that is one thing in this busy industry. I mean, it takes a lot of us.
Mhm.
It takes a lot from us. We give a lot in this industry, so having that support system is so important. I don't care if it's your dog that's going to sit there and let you rub him, or he can lick your hand when you get
Yeah.
home. You need that support system in this industry.
Absolutely.
I love that your dad is there for you and helping, supporting you through this.
Mhm.
What advice would you give to a young person that may be watching the show that wants to start acting?
I would say do whatever you can. So I know a lot of people, they can't really afford acting lessons. If you can, absolutely, it's a great investment, and you know there's plenty of wonderful teachers around the valley.
Right.
But honestly, just try starting with observing the world, sort of thing, because you're trying to make the audience feel something. You're trying to be a mirror to life. So just start feeling those things. Start looking at the reflection, sort of. So definitely keep learning anything that you can.
Right.
Keep up making observations and don't stop, because you
Right.
might not be that great at it in the beginning. I know I was not. So just don't ever stop. Like you
Right.
will get there with hard work.
That is true. And one thing that I found too, and again, it goes back to training, is that during off season, you know, it's like, hey, it's the summertime, the productions have slowed down a little bit, or this is going on. Find something that, like, maybe it's horseback riding, maybe it's ice skating or bowling or something. Find something. Learn a new task, learn a new skill.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one thing that I learned in my acting coach, from my acting coach, is to always learn something new.
Absolutely.
And those are things that you can add to your resume. Hey, I know how to rollerblade. I know how to do, I know how to box. I know how to do this. Add those new skills to your resume.
Exactly.
Like, no, I know how to sit on a couch and watch TV.
Yeah.
But find those new skills that you can add to your resume. So within this last year, can you tell me, what are some of the new skills that you may have added to your resume?
I'm kind of in the progress of making new skills at the moment. So I've been doing a lot more dancing.
Okay.
I don't really take classes, but I've been going on YouTube. Like that's another free resource.
Right.
There's plenty you can learn on YouTube.
Right.
So I've been kind of investing my time with like ballroom dancing. I
Okay.
love the Viennese waltz or tangos and things like that.
And that's fun.
It's incredible.
I did it once. I went to this ballroom class. One of my friends who's an actress, she worked at a ballroom and studio, and she invited me out. I had so much fun. Didn't know what I was doing.
Exactly.
But I had so much fun. And
Absolutely.
I should have kept doing it. I really enjoyed it also.
Yeah,
One of my new things is I want to get into belly dancers. We had a couple of belly dancers here, so I keep telling them I want to try one of their classes.
It's like, hey, can I get your card?
Yeah. So I also know that you won an award.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that award? And this was a big to do.
It was the National Youth Arts Award for 2020, and I got it from a theater production. It was at East Valley Children's Theater for the production of Mission. There's 4 digits that I could never remember even when I was doing it, and it's Saving Rachel, Nevada, and I was playing one of the main leads. It was RJ, who was like this spunky, like nerdy, know-it-all kind of kid, and so I got an award for that, and I didn't even know I was nominated. I was like, wait, what? You said, like, I get this trophy now and everything?
Yes.
Like, okay. So then I started looking into it, and I guess it was an award that Ariana Grande got when she was younger. So that was cool to learn because she's, like, amazing. I'm
that is.
So that was
See,
incredible.
with all the hard work, you still got the good things that comes with it.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's awesome. So you won the same exact award that Ariana Grande won.
Yes.
Did you guys hear that? And this young lady is from Arizona. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I bet your daddy didn't stop talking about that for a year.
Oh, no. He was over the moon.
I
like,
bet
oh my
he
gosh, okay,
was.
my daughter's going to be a star and all that sort of thing.
His daughter is a star.
Oh,
That is awesome.
thank you.
So do you find yourself doing more film or theater?
Film.
Film.
Absolutely. I love theater. It's where I started, and it's something I love to do still.
Mhm.
But film, I've discovered it more recently in the years, and it's become a huge passion of mine. I've become like a beginning cinephile or something like that.
Okay.
So,
You know,
and
I think also, you know, and I feel the same way. I love film, but you know, I love to throw theater in there once in a while because, like I was saying earlier, it is just such a different feeling.
it keeps you on your toes.
It
absolutely.
definitely does, and it's a lot of work.
Mhm.
I mean, because you have to concentrate strictly on that production, because most time you're filming for a week and hours of rehearsal. I mean, it's a lot of work when you decide that you want to dedicate yourself to theater.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's a totally different monster.
Absolutely.
So, Miss Ashley, I know that you have a new project that you're associated with. Can you tell us a
Yes.
little bit about that?
So we just finished filming Destiny. It's a feature indie film that was filmed in the Valley. And in short, it's basically about this girl, Destiny, who
Okay.
I play.
Okay.
So, and she comes from privilege. You know, she has a loving family. She has a big house. You've never been
Mhm.
without a need. And then suddenly when her parents are murdered,
Oh.
she is thrown into the foster care system and
Oh.
loses touch with her sister. So the movie basically follows Destiny and her journey to finding her sister and all what she encounters with the foster care system, homelessness, human trafficking even. So, and even in the end, she finds the love of God. It's
Oh.
a spiritual film.
Ah.
So it really wraps up that closure and all that love that she's always wanted and has always needed.
You just got me all teary-eyed just with that description right there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And are you able to say who's producing that? Because I think I've heard of that film.
It's
I know it's a faith-based
yes,
film. And
it is. I don't know the production, but I know it was written by Esther Morgan Lovelace.
yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I
Mhm.
thought that was. Well, I know you brought us some media. Why don't we take a look at the media
of
you brought
course.
in? We can talk about what you brought.
There's my headshot.
Yes, lovely.
Thank you. I have to get new ones done because I just recently cut my hair off. But
Oh. You know what? We have to go through those changes. They want to
Absolutely.
see us
Mhm.
looking different. I love that color on you.
oh, this is when I first started out kind of with voiceover. That
Oh.
was when I was maybe 10, 11, 12. I can't remember the exact age. And that was for the Welly Wishers.
Oh,
And that really got me kickstarted in a whole new world
okay. You look like you
media.
knew what you were doing.
Yeah, I was getting into it, you know.
Yes, you were.
It's just me alone in there, just
Oh.
getting to yell and scream, laugh.
Yeah.
So it was great. That was a great experience. And that was Saving Rachel, Nevada. That was because it's like an alien show. We have an
Oh.
alien over there, and then there's me on the very, very left, and then Annika and Ethan and Logan's the alien.
Oh.
They're friends from theater. That is a picture of Destiny. That's behind the
Oh.
scenes. So it's this part of the film where I'm homeless, so I'm just kind of, sleeping under a tree, and then this guy comes up and he takes my bag. So I'm like, this ain't happening. So I go and chase him down. It's a huge fight scene. And man, when I tell you I was out of breath after this, and it was really cool because the makeup artist's son actually played the attacker, Aiden Queen. He played the attacker, so I got to, I knew him a little bit, and I got to know him even more, so it was really fun. And it was my first kind of stunt scene that I've ever really done.
Okay.
And that is me. I was an extra in a zombie trailer for the zombie film that was coming up. So that is...
You know us Arizonans love our zombie flicks out here.
Oh, absolutely. And before this, I was so excited because I've always wanted to just, be in one of those supernatural films with like werewolves or vampires or blah, 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 blah. And so that was really fun to do with the bruises and the rat head and everything.
Your hair was really long there.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I just recently cut it. So.
I have to show you this picture of me. I was all yucky looking like that. I posted because one of my friends said, Kathy, you're always looking all pretty and looking this.
I know, it's hard to imagine.
So I went and posted, I showed her a picture of it. She couldn't believe my teeth were all yucky. It was an ugly picture.
No, it's super fun to do, though.
Those were amazing. And that was one thing you said is that you got to know the attacker in the film. Mm-hmm. And that is so true. When you have these intimate moments with people on stage or in film, you have a different relationship with them after that.
Yeah.
You really do. And that's the thing with being an actress, you really build relationships.
Mm-hmm. It's important.
It is very important that because these are people you're going to trust. Mm-hmm. You're going to trust with your emotions, your feelings. You're going to trust them in that scene. So I just love acting.
I can tell, and I love it too.
Yes, so. Because it just pulls so much out of you.
Absolutely.
It really does. And as a young person, where do you pull from?
Like I said earlier, I kind of pull from, my friends or the world in general, sort of things that I've observed. Because, I'm still young. There's so much I haven't seen. And also a great way to see more is also to watch films. Mm-hmm. So see what that story is, what that story is telling. Do your own research. And, haven't been through much, but teenagers do feel quite a bit, especially in this time.
Far during your acting career, have you ran into anything where you weren't able to understand or where to get the correct emotion from?
Yes, I have several, too many times to count. You always have to be asking questions, and I want to understand as much as possible, and there's always, someone nearby that can, either it's the writer or the director to help you get the right mental space. Right. They're always there to support you with that. Right. So
because you were dealing with some heavy stuff in in Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
So I can imagine that was hard for you. I mean, if you've never experienced any of that, I mean, I'm not saying that we have to experience it in order to feel, but sometimes it's a little harder.
Yeah, I found it very important to me to represent these issues correctly. So, because, to get that word out there, the message of, what's going on, I wanted to represent it correctly. So I had to do a lot of research. Absolutely.
Another great nugget, research. I mean, being an actress, we do a lot of research. We do a lot of research on our characters. We do a lot of, we do a lot of research on ourselves. Is this something I can actually do? We want to act, and sometimes everything isn't for us, even though it may be a great film or a great role, but is it actually for me?
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's, we have to really research ourselves to really figure that out. Sometimes we, as actors, we're greedy. Because we want to.
I can play that.
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it. I can be a blonde 20-year-old. I can do it. But we're greedy. We want it. We want so much. We want to soak it in. But I know you also have another project you're working on that you had mentioned. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, I'm not too in the know, but I know it is. I'm about to go over to Oklahoma to shoot a proof of concept for it. It's called Redemption, Oklahoma, and so I get to play this waitress who's the daughter, the owner of this big, restaurant hangout place. So it's gonna be a cool experience, and I'm excited to learn more about it.
Wonderful.
But my dad's really invested in it,
Oh,
and
that's
you know,
awesome.
Trey Goodman, he's doing the
Yes.
production for that, so
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Have you found yourself getting pigeonholed in certain roles?
I feel like yes, but also no, because when you're first starting out, a lot of like agents or representatives or even coaches will say like, okay, you need to find your look, like what's your
Mhm.
niche, like.
Mm-hmm.
And so me, it's usually like the blonde mean girl, or it could be just girl next door, or it can even just, you know, like the basic, you know, archetype, stereotypical.
You know what? I hate that girl next door thing. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, can I live next door?
Yeah. Exactly. Like, where's the depth here?
Right. Where can our audience find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Ashley_Rose_Gebhard, Gebhard. It's a hassle. And then if you're interested in like collaborating or maybe getting interviews or auditionings, you can reach me at gebhard.axe@gmail.com.
Awesome. It was such a pleasure to have you here today.
Yes, thank you so much for having
Thank
me.
you.
This has
And
been so
I
fun.
look forward to much more of Ashley.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us here today at Desertwood Days. We'll catch you next time.
Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze was sponsored by Movie Group. Visit them at dreamnetworkchannel.com.